Okay, hello po sa inyong lahat. It's a privilege for me right now to be with former Governor Jun Ynares ng Rizal Province. Bago ko po siya interviewin, I just want to say na I'm so happy dun sa staff niya. Alam niyo naman po na may mga na-interview ako mga senators, mga kongresista, mga local and national politicians. Pero yung staff niya since June ina-update kami. Yung iba nakakalimutan pero I think nakakatuwa kasi kahit nung bata ako nakikita ko yung parang advocacy ni sir, professionalism. So parang dito ko talaga naramdaman na okay, tama. So hindi lang pala slogan yung nababasa ko nung college ako nung nag-aaral ako dito sa may EMA. So, sabi ko, hindi lang pala slogan yon. So, talagang professional talaga yung mga staff ni Governor.
Salamat.
Opo. So, since may mga questions po ako dito. By the way, sabi po ni former Governor, hindi po niya nabasa pa ito. So, talagang talagang from the bottom of his heart and from the top of his mind, yung mga sagot niya. Okay, so, number one po, sir.
Hopefully, masagot ko.
Yeah, opo. Number one, sir. What are the best things po ba you're proud about Rizal Province so far?
Madami. Since I've been working for Rizal Province and now Antipolo for almost 15 years.
Wow.
At dami kaming mga bagay na masaya about and we're happy about.
Yeah.
Pero baka isipin nagyayabang tayo.
Hindi, pero parang parang ano yung marinig, for example, yung ibang mga hindi pa nakakapunta sa Rizal, parang what are the things that you're proud of Rizal can offer?
Well, una, madalas ako tanungin ng mga nakakasalamuhan natin kung ano ang industriya ng aming probinsya. That's a very basic.
Yeah.
Palagi ko sinasabi na dahil sa lapit namin sa Metro Manila, yung proximity ng Rizal sa Metro Manila, dahil dati naman, isa lang ito eh.
Yeah.
Nahati lang ito nung panahon ni President Marcos, yung kalahati, ginawang Metro Manila.
Yeah.
Pero dati, Rizal lang yan, walang Metro Manila. Kaya dahil sa lapit namin, dahil we used to be one, it's but normal na yung mga nagtatrabaho ngayon sa Metropolis, sa Metro Manila, karamihan dyan, taga Rizal.
Okay.
At isa na yung proximity, pero kahit naman malapit ka, kung hindi ka well-equipped, kung hindi ka nakapag-aral, nakapagtapos, at may talento at skills, hindi ka rin tatanggapin.
Yeah.
So, we're proud to say na for the longest time, ilang dekada na, pagdating sa mga literacy rate, napakataas namin, almost 100%. Na hindi mo makita sa ibang lugar.
Yeah.
Kasi ang thrust talaga ng provincial government at lahat ng municipal and city government dito sa Rizal is education. In fact, just to prove my point, nung nagkaroon ng executive order ang national government sa panguna ni President Arroyo na ilipat ang mga regional offices sa Laguna. Ito yung mga regional offices sa Calabarzon.
Okay.
Ilipat sa Laguna. Talagang sabihin na natin na nakiusap, lumuhod tayo at naglobby, so to speak, na ang education, ang regional office ng DepEd, maiwan dito sa Rizal.
Okay.
Kahit may EO na ilipat lahat sa Laguna para centralized at madali ang trabaho, nakiusap kami, alisin nyo na lahat, wag lang ang DepEd region. So of course, may mga conditions na sinet ang national government na sinunod namin para lang masunod yung gusto rin namin, yung pakiusap namin, na nandito ang DepEd. So isang halimbawa yan o isang patunay na pagdating sa education, gagawin namin ng lahat para lang talaga ma-equip yung aming mga kababayan at magkaroon ng magandang kinabukasan.
Okay. Yung nabanggit niyo pong proximity sa Metro Manila, sa nation's capital natin. Sabi po ng iba, kasi may mga research nga nagsasabi na mas close ka dun sa economic zone, sa capital, mas maayos yung progress. Ang question ko po dun is, how do you think yung mga nasa remote areas naman, how can they participate sa fair trade and quality and have access to quality education?
Obed, lahat tayo, we have something to offer.
Yeah.
Malapit ka or malayo, you have something to offer. You have your weaknesses and strengths. Sa amin, kung malapit ka man kami sa Metro Manila, totoo na nakikinabang kami sa pag-unlad ng Metro Manila. Pero yung pagiging malapit, may mga disadvantages din.
Like?
Halimbawa, tourism. Kadalasan, ang mga turista namin, day tourist lang, day trip lang. Hindi dito naninirahan.
Okay.
Because kaya mong, hindi mo kaya ikutin ng buong Rizal, pero rather than spending X amount for hotel or a room, babalik na lang sila ng Metro Manila, kung saan sila nandoon, at babalik na lang sa ibang araw ulit para ipagpatuloy ang pag-iikot nila ng Rizal. So that's one disadvantage. So yung mga hotels, siguro bibihira, no? Bibihira. Pero well, madagdag ko lang, hindi lang 'yun ang disadvantage. Yung traffic,
Okay.
diba? Damay din kami dyan. Kasi kung pupunta ka ng Metro Manila, nandun ang traffic, yung tail end yan, hanggang dito.
Yeah, opo.
Diba? If you're from Marikina, or wherever you're from, kahit walang traffic sa community nyo,
Opo.
mararamdaman mo na, lalo na nowadays.
Opo.
Ang layo na ng tail end, diba?
Yeah.
So, may mga disadvantages. Ang maganda naman sa Rizal, sabi mo kanina, ano yung may offer naman ng mga far-flung areas?
Yeah.
Or mga probinsya, so to speak. Kami, we have best of both worlds. Ang Rizal, tatawid ka lang, Metro Manila na.
Yeah.
Pero kung gusto mo makuha yung feel or vibe ng isang probinsya, tatawid ka rin, sa Rizal ka na eh.
Yeah.
So, if you want a rural life, but sometimes you want an urban life, pwede dito sa aming probinsya. So, isa naman 'yun sa kagandahan ng Rizal din, no? Now, kung sinasabi natin disadvantageous ba ang pagiging malayo sa metropolis, or let's say CBD or commercial business district, yun yung mga turista at mga mahilig magbiyahe. Naghahanap nga tayo ng feel ng rural setting.
Yeah.
So yun yung mga bentahe. Like you would travel as far as Palawan,
Yeah.
just to get that feel. No? So we have our own hindi natin pwede masabi na nasa disadvantage ang mga malalayong lugar. Tingnan mo lang yung quality of air.
Yeah.
Dahil nandito ka sa Metro Manila, malapit sa Metro Manila, tendency is the quality of air, not necessarily the quality of life, but the quality of air, kung by DNR standards, medyo maganda kung nasa tabi ka ng dagat. Diba? Mas madaling ma-disperse yung pollution. But hopefully, regardless of where you're from, hopefully, if we would only follow the rules and the laws, kahit nasan ka, rural or urban, sana pare-pareho tayong malinis ang hangin. No?
Okay.
If you would just follow the Clean Air Act, the Clean Water Act, so, kasi it's no excuse. Hindi ibig sabihin na porque nasa metropolis ka or nasa commercial business district ka, pwede ka na mag-pollute.
Opo.
So hopefully, lahat tayo support the laws that the government passes.
Okay. Na-mention niyo po yung sa mga environmental laws natin. Actually po, yun po yung first time na nakilala ko kayo nung estudyante pa ako sa AMA. Through a friend, like si Mark Delgado.
Yes.
Actually, I was invited.
JCs.
Yeah po. I was invited in an event na about environment. Tapos sinasabi niya talagang si Governor noon, sabi niya, he's really supportive of the environment. Kaso lang, can you share po dun sa mga viewers ngayon kung ano yung mga pro-environment programs na medyo talagang tinutukan nyo nun?
Ben, madami.
Okay.
Dami. Siguro, I'm just guessing,
Yeah, okay.
I'm just guessing. Without looking at any data, if I were to guess, wild guess, siguro ang Rizal Province, ang isa sa pinaka-kompleto pagdating sa clean energy. Number one, we have our disposal facility, sabihin na nating landfill, that collects methane
Okay.
and converts it into energy.
Wow.
Number 2, meron tayong wind farm. Wind farm
Oh, talaga?
sa Pililla.
Okay.
So Ilocos Norte was first.
Yeah.
We came second to Ilocos Norte. So it's yung wind turbines doon mas malaki. So mas malaking enerhiya ang na-generate noon. But now, I heard na nagtayo na naman ng third, second yung amin, nagkaroon ng third ang bansa sa Ilocos Norte ulit.
Okay.
So mas malaki naman yun kaysa doon sa second namin.
Yeah.
But now we're coming up with the fourth. Mas malaki naman doon sa third nila. So palaki yan. Siyempre, the newer you are, the better the technology.
Okay.
So meron tayong wind. So that's the wind farm in Pililla. Meron din tayong solar. That's in Montalban. And meron din tayong yung cement plant namin dito sa Antipolo. Meron kami ang ginagamit nila instead of coal
Yeah.
is fuel derived from waste.
Oh,
So we burn the waste
all right.
and convert it into a fuel that cement plant uses.
So may ganun pala tayo sa Pilipinas.
Pero syempre, negosyante rin naman ng cement
Opo,
plant.
opo.
So, kung minsan kasi, ang presyo kasi ng coal nagfa-fluctuate.
Yeah.
So, pag mahal ang coal, gagamitin nila yung byproduct nung waste,
Okay.
which is the fuel that we generate. Pag mababa ang presyo ng coal, doon naman sila gagamit ng coal.
Okay.
So hindi na nila ginagamit yung ating clean energy project.
All right.
So but at the very least, no, masaya tayo na sometimes yun ang ginagamit nila to run their cement plant. So we have waste. How many waste to energy projects? We have wind. We also have. Okay, the last is water. Right now, hindi pa siya tapos.
Yeah.
Pero right now, there's an ongoing study, and by the looks of it, mukha naman feasible.
Yeah.
Magkakaroon din ng hydropower in Montalban also. So that's that completes, I think it doesn't complete the clean energy projects available nowadays. But if you would compare to other provinces and LGUs and localities in the country, I think we have the most complete. We have water, we have waste, we have sun, we have wind.
Okay. Nice. So, kanina po nabanggit nyo yung sa cement factory. May mga ginagamit sila mga waste. So, it's an example na when we go pro-environment, it doesn't mean that we're going to harm the businesses. Kasi
Not
usually,
necessarily.
minsan yun po yung nagiging debate, di ba? Na parang if you're going to be so full for the environment, baka maapektuhan naman yung kita ng mga negosyante.
Well, maapektuhan. Let's be frank. Maapektuhan. Pero bottom line, may kita pa rin. So you have to, ang hinihiling ng natin sa mga negosyante, and we're very thankful no, na they're willing to meet halfway.
Yeah.
Huwag tayong maging gahaman. Let's not be greedy. No? Let's coexist. Kumita kayo because you're not in this business for charity. You're in this to make money. So we understand that, and we need you guys also, especially with the thrust of the government now. Build.
Yeah.
We also need the cement, the aggregates from quarry sites. So I remember nung pinatigil namin dito lahat, pinakiusap namin kay President Aquino during his time, kay Secretary Pahe at DNR, kay GM Neric Acosta at LLDA. Nakiusap ako sa kanilang tatlo in writing and officially and otherwise, at nakiusap personal na kung pwede itigil lahat nung mga mining activity sa Rizal when I was governor, right after Ondoy.
Wow.
During the time of President Arroyo and then during the time of President Aquino. But after weighing the pros and the cons, talagang kailangan natin to coexist.
Yeah.
Hindi tayo pwede maging sarado ang isip. But we have to come up with projects that are and businesses that are sustainable. Otherwise, kung kunin nyo lahat yan, i-harvest nyo lahat ng pwede nyong kunin from the environment, darating din ang araw. They'll run out.
Yeah.
So, it's just a question of when. So if you want to exist for a long time, you have to be creative and come up with sustainable means of running your business.
Okay. So, ito po, question isang, I mean, we have seen, we have heard yung mga good points about Rizal. Now, so far, what are the problems naman that you think na recurring, and ano po yung, nakita niyo po ba na common to sa iba't ibang mga provinces? At ano po yung, how do you think we can address these problems? Although, syempre, since they are recurring, it means kailangan to, long-term na planning. So, ano po yung mga na-observe nyo na paulit-ulit na lumalabas, at how do you think we can address this little by little for the long term?
Well, may kasabihan tayo, it takes two. No? It takes two to tango. Kami, ang nakikita namin sa government side, no? Lack of discipline talaga.
Okay.
Nasanay tayo for the longest time, dekada na yung mga madami tayong mga habits, yung mga Manana habit,
Yeah.
Filipino time,
Okay.
yung walang sumusunod sa mga batas, undisciplined motorist. But these are habits. So the word itself, alam mo na mahirap
Yeah.
mabago. So it will take time. Hopefully within our lifetime, no. Mabuti na lang nandiyan ang Pangulo ngayon na talagang medyo and I totally understand where he's coming from.
Okay.
He's been mayor for more than 2 decades. If I've been mayor only for 6. I was mayor for 6 years only. And you know, sometimes you feel hopeless with the situation. Kaya hindi ko masisi ang Pangulo ngayon if he has drastic measures to
Yeah.
address the situation. But sa nakikita ko naman ngayon ang mga Pilipino very supportive of the thrust of the national government. But yeah, that's a recurring issue, yung lack of discipline at yung mga habits na namana natin from our ancestors.
Yeah.
On our side, meron din kaming mga problema kung private sector naman tatanungin mo. We're not consistent, walang follow through, no? Walang consistency, walang follow through, and sometimes hindi namin na check yung pulso sa ground.
Okay.
No?
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is ilapit yung gobyerno sa kay Juan de la Cruz. If you would notice, even the messaging on social media, we're trying to deviate from the usual messaging, which is very formal.
Okay.
But we see that from other countries also. In the US, you see how their president
uses in Twitter.
Yes. I'm not saying it's right or
Yeah,
wrong,
opo.
no. Ang sinasabi ko lang, for you to be able to communicate, kailangan you speak the same language.
Okay.
So that's what we're trying to do now, na kailangan din may madaming pagkukulang ang gobyerno. At that's what we're trying to address also.
Opo. Yung next na question ko po, ito medyo, ewan ko po kung controversial sa inyo. Sabi po kasi di ba po ngayon may mga lobby groups na sabi na let's pass the Anti-Political Dynasty Bill. Tas, kasi po, napansin ko kasi, pag nag-research ako dito, kadalasan, yung mga nababasa ko, people who don't belong in political dynasties. May mga nagsasabi na they're very, we have to ban them all, lahat sila. Yung iba naman sabi, can we still, parang explore, ganyan. So far, they define right now political dynasty as yung magkamag-anak to the 4th or 6th civil degree na sabay-sabay, local and national position nakaupo. They want to ban that. Kaso nga lang po, ako, parang wala pa akong nakausap na somebody who belongs to a political family. Like, di ba po, for example, dito sa Rizal, Ynares has been here for a long while, ganyan. So, ang question ko po, what can you say about yung, how do we address yung sinasabing ibang problema sa political dynasty while there's another side saying na hindi, may mga political dynasties naman na effective. So what are your thoughts on this issue?
They're valid points. No? If you would check the it's all in the numbers.
Okay.
Statistics. Nandiyan naman lahat yan Everything's science. So kung makita natin na like what I mentioned earlier, kung nakita natin na Rizal has been always in the top when it comes to literacy rate.
Yeah.
Poverty incidence, mababa. Unemployment, mababa. Just yesterday, nakatanggap kami ng award from the private sector. The most business-friendly component city in the country. And President Duterte gave the award himself. And we know that he hates corruption.
Yeah.
And the award-giving body came from the private sector, hindi gobyerno.
Okay.
Although DTI was
Yeah.
partly involved, no? But majority majority of the judges, if not all, were from the private sector. Rizal province has been adjudged the most competitive province 3 years in a row, which has never been done.
Wow.
And that was, again, the private sector was behind it.
Okay.
Walang kinalaman ng government. Until now, na pinasa yung batas na ease of doing business. Well, now, it has changed. Ngayon, yung mga kasama sa mga judges, partly government na. But when we got that award, well, those awards, 3 in a row, hindi kasali government doon.
Yeah.
Walang probinsya nakagawa nun. Next week, malalaman na naman natin kung sino ang most competitive component city. You know, Antipolo has never been adjudged as the most competitive. In fact, wala tayo sa top 10 for the longest time.
Yeah.
When we became mayor in 2013, we started doing implementing reforms. In a matter of 3 years, we were adjudged as the most competitive component city in the province.
Okay. Wow.
And that was in 2017. And this year, hopefully, come next week, hopefully, I don't know, pero the top 3 were already invited. And we belong to the top 3 again. So kung makikita nyo po yung mga awards received and award-giving bodies behind these,
Yeah.
the bodies behind these awards, na mula sa private sector, makikita nyo na sometimes, if not most, sometimes, dynasty is not that all bad. It's not all that bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's good, nor am I saying it's bad. What I'm saying is, you just check the statistics. Now, going to the legal aspect or angle, how could, ang sa akin lang kasi, I'm not against nor for it.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that I'm not in a position to decide on the matter.
Okay, yeah.
No, it's in Congress, so
Oh, yeah. Executive, nasa executive.
yes, mapalad kami na ano man ang posisyon namin, it won't matter.
Yeah, kasi kung anong gawin ng Congress.
Yes, susunod lang naman kami. We don't have relatives in Congress. So susunod lang naman kami dyan. But, although I'm not a lawyer, hindi ko lang maisip paano natin tatanggalan ng legal right yung isang individual just because may kamag-anak siya.
Yeah.
I don't alam ba, punta tayo sa kalsada. May mga kaibigan ako, I don't know about you. May mga kaibigan ako. Naging girlfriend niya yung isang babae.
Okay.
Naghiwalay sila. Ngayon, ang pinakasalan ng naging boyfriend niya, yung kapatid.
Okay.
Ang ibig ba sabihin, pag naging girlfriend na ng kapatid mo, hindi mo na pwede maging girlfriend?
Okay.
Medyo malayo yung analogy, no? Medyo malayo, pero ang ibig ko lang sabihin, tatanggalan mo ng legal authority yung boyfriend, diba, pakasalan niya. Tatanggalan mo, or ex-wife niya.
Yeah.
Tapos ikaw na yung...
May mga ganyang chances.
Meron. So,
Mga ganyan.
gagawin mong illegal ang isang kapatid na maging asawa niya, ang ex-wife mo, hindi ko maintindihan. Kasi that's his right eh. So, tatanggalan mo ang isang individual ng legal right din niya to run simply because may kamag-anak siya in government na nauna sa kanya. O halimbawa naman, maday magkakaaway. O kalimutan mo na yung analogy ko kanina.
Yeah.
Baka malayo yun. O sige, punta tayo sa the very issue at hand. May magkapatid o mag-ama. Ang daming nag-aaway sa politika.
Yeah.
Magkapatid or mag-ama. I'm not referring to anyone.
Yeah.
Pero mayroong ganun.
It exists.
So kung magkapatid, halimbawa tayo magkapatid, Obed. Magkaaway tayo. You're in politics, I'm not. But just to spite you, para lang makaganti ako sa'yo, para lang inising kita, nasa politics ka, I'm not, Uunahan kita mag-file. Oh, kandidato na ako, hindi ka na pwede tumakbo, But I'm not, I have no intention of running. I have no intentions of running. Or running a decent campaign. I'm not, sorry. I have no intentions of winning. In short, nag-file lang ako, pero hindi naman ako mangangampanya dahil wala naman ako interest manalo
Okay.
Sinabotahe ko lang yung pagtakbo mo.
Okay.
Dahil hindi ka na pwede mag-file.
Okay.
Nag-file na ako, nauna ako
Naiintindihan ko
ng
po.
certificate of candidacy.
Yeah.
Naunahan kita. Bawal ka na.
Okay. Oo nga, no?
And dami magkaaway. Doktor ako. Tuloy pa rin yung practice ko. Hindi naman ako papasok. Hindi naman ako nangangampanya. Hindi ako pasok sa politika. Nag-file lang ako para on paper, bawal na tong kapatid ko na kaaway ko.
Okay. So may mga ganung situations na medyo
Paano yun?
kailangan i-weigh in. At saka kasi po parang so far sa mga napapansin ko sa mga resource persons minsan. Well, we have the academe, we have some lobby groups. Pero siguro bihira pa ako makarinig siguro ng or siguro wala pang siya nabasa na coming from the business sector or na sasabihin nila na ito yung mga indicators, ito yung performance ng gantong family sa isang gantong province, this is performing better than the other province. So parang siguro...
Punta tayo doon sa indicators.
Yeah.
Para hindi subjective.
Okay.
Diba? Yun, science talaga yun.
Okay. So what do you think po yung indicators ba ng good governance sa isang local government?
Well, ang dami.
Okay.
Dami. Nabanggit ko kanina yung iba. So, sa health lang, death rate, average lifespan, maternal death rate, etc. So, madami. Sa education, nabanggit ko kanina. Sa poverty, na-mention ko kanina. Sa peace and order, na-mention ko kanina. So, madami. Pero, mabalik lang ako doon sa tanong mo kanina. Ang tingin na, pag sinabing magkakamag-anak na in control of a certain locality or community, hindi porke magkaapelido, magkasundo.
Yeah.
Or magkasundo man, hindi porke magkaapelido. Ako, I'll give you an example. I was governor for 6 years.
Yeah.
Nung pinalitan ako ng mom ko as governor at siya nanalo noong 2013, I ran for a different position. Nag-ano siya, binago niya ang ilang programs which I started, which I initiated.
Okay.
So, hindi ibig sabihin na magkaapelido. Ipagpapatuloy yung mga nasimulan mo. No. We differ in a lot of positions. Nagkakaiba kami sa napakadaming mga bagay. At mga hindi rin kami nagkakasundo sa ilang mga programa at proyekto. So, it doesn't mean na pagka magkaapelido, kausapin mo lang isa, nakausap mo na lahat.
Okay.
It doesn't work that way all the time. So, hindi dapat generalize na kontrolado yan ng here, yeah, if I need something from the provincial government, I would have to course it through the usual the process.
Okay.
Hindi directional sa at hindi rin nanay ang tawag ko sa kay governor, kundi governor. So it's very formal, and that's how corporate, that's how families in the corporate world run their business also. They professionalize yung kanilang family business. Go to the biggest family businesses in the country. You try to interview them. the Cs of SM. Try to interview them. They have professionalized their businesses. Walang kinalaman ng pamilya sa negosyo. Meaning, kung ikaw empleyado ng kanilang negosyo, you're an employee. You're treated as an employee, not as a family member.
Okay. Kasi if they start treating you as them, for example, in the business sector, yung mga C family, if they start giving you parang extra benefits, maaari it can also ruin the business later.
It will. Yeah. I think it would, no? Kasi una, ang SM, ang interest, ano rin yan, publicly listed, So in short, hindi lang pamilya nila ang stakeholders.
Okay. Yeah.
Same with the government. Hindi lang kami ang nasusunod dito. Hindi lang kami ang stakeholders dito.
Yeah.
So, kung yung sarili mong ang negosyo, sarili mong ang pera, pinrofessionalize nyo pa, what more itong hindi naman amin? Empleyado lang kami dito.
Okay.
The more we need to professionalize it.
Yeah. Okay. So, maybe, sa naisip ko po ngayon, maybe siguro in the versions of the bill na mapafile in the future, siguro pwedeng maglagay ng indicators na lang na...
Dapat. I think, no? But it's not as if my opinion would matter.
Opo.
But
Siguro,
you go to you go to developed countries
Opo.
where democracy is always a byword. Hindi nila pinaprevent ang sino man from running.
Yeah.
US and other developed countries. Hindi ko sinasabi na pareho tayo ng sitwasyon. Maybe our situation, and I'm sure our situation is different. So we can't really just say, look at US. No? Of course, our electorate is also different. Pero it doesn't mean na pag si Juan de la Cruz ay hindi sumasang-ayon sa iyo, hindi ibig sabihin hindi nila alam ang kanilang ginagawa. I'll give you an example. Kay President Duterte, madaming nagmamaliit sa mga bumoto kay President Duterte. Sasabihin, hindi alam ang ginagawa. They don't know any better.
Yeah.
Mas alam ng iba daw na hindi daw na dapat pag-aralan. Doon sa mga nagsasabi nun, matanong ko po sila, what makes you think na hindi namin alam lahat ng inyong sinasabi, pero we still voted for President Duterte?
Okay.
Sasabihin nyo, ito, nagiinom yan ng alak. Ito, may babae yan. Didn't you ever consider na alam namin lahat yan, and yet, we would rather have him as president than someone else? So, hindi ibig sabihin na pag hindi sumang-ayon sa iyo ang resulta ng eleksyon, sasabihin nyo, tanga kami.
Okay. Yeah,
sorry for the word,
Opo.
Opinion, huwag nyo sabihin, hindi namin pinag-isipan ang aming boto. Sino nagsabi sa inyo? Hindi nyo ba naisip na alam namin lahat ito, pero gusto pa rin namin ang kasalukuyang Pangulo dahil 1, 2, 3, 4, etc.
Yeah. Okay. Sige po. Yung last na question ko po, siguro tulungan din doon sa mga, for example, nag-iisip about public administration. I just want to ask if there was a time na parang you thought there's a problem in the, like for example, the government, any problem, and then you want to solve it, kaso nga lang, parang hindi pa gets ng ibang mga tao na you really need to address it. So, ano yung mga, kung crisis ba, or how did you handle, or how do you communicate very well na, we need to address this, and this is, we need to fix this in 3 or 6 years. So, have you been in such a situation na, sabi mo na ito, we have to focus here, kailangan natin talagang gawin to kasi very crucial itong program na to?
Yung communication is the key. Communication is the key. You have to disseminate the information as wide as possible, and you have to speak their language if possible. If possible. But you can only do so much. And even if what's the easiest way to reach most of our electorate or constituents? It's TV.
Yeah, TV.
That's the most effective way. Pero kahit magpa-commercial ka dyan.
Saka mahal.
At mahal. Pero kahit gumamit ka ng TV, lahat ba nanonood ng TV? Hindi pa rin.
Opo. Ako, social media ako madalas na ngayon.
Me too. Pero, hindi lahat gumagamit nun. So, there's no one way or medium to be able to, kahit gamitin mo lahat, social media, print, radio, TV, kahit PA system, hindi mo pa rin maaabot. Kung ako, every 3 years nangangampanya, I go around, I campaign for myself, I campaign for my team, for my lineup. Hindi ko pa rin naaabot lahat.
Opo.
So you can only do so much.
Alright.
But what's important is you do everything you could as far as the government is concerned. As far as we are concerned, gawin namin lahat ng kaya namin. Sa publiko naman, ang hinihiling namin is you also give the government the benefit of the doubt. Kung hindi man umabot sa inyo yung impormasyon, it doesn't mean sinadya and it doesn't mean mali yung ginagawa. Kung hindi nyo man naintindihan ang programa or proyekto, at hindi namin naipaliwanag ng maayos, at the very least, give us the benefit of the doubt. Because there's so much distrust. Pag sinabing gobyerno, iba agad ang nasa isip. Hindi lahat ganun.
Okay.
Kaya nga, like yesterday, even I myself was surprised when we got the award of being the most business-friendly. I can't think of any award that is more fulfilling and gratifying than an award given by the private sector.
Okay. So, ito po siguro yung last lang, yung before we end this interview. Kasi po ngayon, mas karamihan, like more than 50% ng Filipinos under the age of 25. So,
more than 50%
yeah,
under
like
the age of
50
25.
point something, ganyan. So, ang ano po ngayon, at ang median age natin, nasa 20s lang din yata.
Okay.
So, ito according to the Philippine Statistics Authority. So, it means like in the next decades, we're expecting na talagang, maraming population na bata. So, given na, ako po, I'm still under 25 right now. So, given that it's our generation na magiging future leaders, I mean, by natural cause, kasi kami nandito. So, ano yung mga dapat naming paghandaan? Tas ano yung mga dapat di kami ma-dishearten when we're already in the situation of, managing maybe the country or managing the communities we're in?
Obed, ang bilis ng evolution. Bilis ng evolution. I don't know what to expect 10, 20 years from now.
Okay.
Of course, planning and trying to have foresight, projections, etc., is good. No? But the reality is, sobrang bilis ng pagbago ng mga panahon, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
Just make sure na nandyan yung foundation, you know who you are, and ang mahalaga, we all have the same objectives, and that is to have a good maiwan natin maganda yung komunidad na para sa ating mga anak.
Legacy.
Not legacy, but ang intentions dapat natin is not for not for our own.
Alright.
And kung malinaw yung gusto mong marating, just think of your kids. Are you married? Okay, well, in the future, just think of them. Just think of your family. Ito ba ang mundo na gusto mong iwan behind para sa iyong pamilya na tiran? It's sad that that our countrymen migrate. It's very sad. Everywhere I go, imposible hindi ka makakita ng Pilipino. Nakakalungkot. Pero siguro nakita nila mas maganda doon kaysa dito. So, hindi ko alam kung yun ang gusto natin maging sitwasyon forever dito sa Pilipinas. So let's try to leave let's try to leave a better place for our children.
Alright, sige po. Sige po, Governor Jun, and
I'm no longer governor.
Opo, but siguro sa out of culture sa Philippines, we could still call yung mga former officials.
Salamat. It was a pleasure.
Thank you po, thank you.